Self love is beyond the self as a body. Joy is something we experience, something we embody, and something we actually shine out. Life, show me your magic.
Welcome to the 1 Million Years of Joy podcast. I'm Dr. Andrea Benaker, your host, and my intention is to inspire you to find more joy in your life through the stories from our guests and the science on joy and purpose. Reina, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you, Andrea. So pleased and honored to be here with you and connect again.
It's an immense pleasure, Reina. I want to begin with a question that is focused in understanding the defining moment in your life that led you to the path of soulful entrepreneurship and healing and all the work that you do today.
In our life, there are so many turning points, and I would say that life always guides us and it presents all the missions for us on a daily momentum basis. And so my turning point was actually when in 2009 when I learned that there was a brain tumor, and then it led me to really shift my life, and things started appearing like the raw food, the healing practices, and really taking care of myself and pause. And throughout, life just happened, and I rode on the train and walked with it and allow it to just show up and show me what I need to do in this lifetime.
And we share that, the brain adventures.
Oh yes, we do.
And since we've known each other for many, many years, we actually only found out those commonalities among ourselves years later. But I was curious if you can maybe share with our audience how you lived through that entire experience. How did it shape you? What did you realize? How did it transform the way you look at your life and this journey?
Well, it's true, Andrea. We have lived really similar things regarding our brain. I've started at a younger age. I was 16 when I had my first brain aneurysm. I had an open heart surgery that didn't go through, so I had to do an angiography, which blocked one of my main arteries. And, in that moment in time when that happened, I fully surrendered. I'm like, I cannot control it. I have nothing that I can do and other than let go and surrender to what is coming from me. And luckily, I'm still functional. I lived a great life moving forward. Life happened afterwards, and then realizing almost maybe 15 years after learning about the brain tumor, I'm like, okay, that's enough. This is exactly what I said to them. I'm like, this is enough. I'm not opening my brain again. I'm not going to do it again. So I'm going to change my life. And life changed through the whole process. And I believe that anything that happens is happening for us. And that thing I'm so grateful for, because it led me to empower myself, to love myself, and to honor this beautiful being that is present within me. And, this body is not for granted. And the soul chose this body to live through it in this specific lifetime. And the best thing I can return is take care of it and love it and honor it. And this is the journey I've been on for the past almost over a decade, to say, I'm important. My body, my soul, my heart, my mind are important. How can I nourish them? So nourishing through the food that, we spoke about earlier, you and I, separately: organic, raw food, no sugar, green, nourishing the mind, healthy thoughts, positive thoughts, more mindful, more presence, the breath, the heart resonance, following the heart and following the mission that's calling us to be on this beautiful life and path. So it every single thing that happens is happening for us, and it shapes us to a better version of ourselves, to tap into the highest potential that we are.
Beautiful. And so happy to know that you're doing well today. and that you're contributing in such a beautiful way to our world. And one of your contributions, actually, beyond the work that you do with so many individuals that have been transformed by your work, is your book, When the Divine Speaks, the Heart Listens. And you mentioned that this book is dedicated to those who feel a touch of love by the divine.
Mhm.
If anyone listening today that may feel disconnected from this love from the divine, what steps would you recommend that they take to actually guide them on the right journey?
Well, uh, the divine, the energy, unconditional, infinite love is always present for us. The thing is, with the life challenges and with everything that people are going on a daily basis, sometimes, well, most of the time for some, they are blocking this inner hearing or inner listening. And so they are struggling with their life and not taking a moment to pause, to really embrace this moment and calm themselves down and ask a question. Help me, show me the way, guide me. Whatever is it, the energy, it's God, it's the divine, it's something that we know somehow that has created us in this life. And the journey that I went on is through the cleansing of my body with raw food, through the energy healing that I've been doing, and through the journeys of yoga, meditation, and breath work. It helped me release and cleanse to feel that subtle energy, which eventually led me to start writing. I started writing so many verbs, poems, and verses, and then I was reading them. I'm like, wow, who is saying those words? Like, my English is fine, my Arabic is okay, my French is okay. But then these words are more powerful than a person like me or a being like me can write them. And then this is when I realized I was channeling words and sayings that are beyond beyond me as a human. And these were more connected in the depth of infinite love. And that was the step. Like, I thought I was beginning writing them for somebody, but then I realized when I read them once that I was reading them for myself and writing them for myself, which is about self-love. And I went into full tears, and I'm like, I can't believe, like, whoa, it was such a amazing energy that just embodied me. And then with the years, and then the more I go into this through the work I'm doing, and then through empowering the people around and their souls, that was like, oh my God, this is not just writing for me or writing for somebody. It's writing for a more divinely presence or energy that is beyond the self. And that's how things went through for me in that specific way.
And in your book, you talk about the true self, and you
Mhm.
describe it as a flower within, striving to be seen, to flourish, and to blossom. For our audience, could you elaborate a little bit more? What is the true self?
The thing is, when we look at the mirror, a lot of us people start judging or criticizing our look. And then when we pause and look deeply within our eyes, we realize that there's the energy that flows within us. And when we start appreciating, our eyes, our face, our heart, our body, we kind of connect more to the body and we appreciate it. And it gives us more connection to this, what I will call it, like a sphere. And then the more we look deeply, we realize that there is like this beautiful energy, and that energy is a soul that is alive within us. And the truth is that the soul never criticizes, never judge, never worries, is never in fear. is always in the flow. And so the true self is when we realize this beautiful presence, that when we trust and surrender, it shows itself. And it's all interconnected to the bigger source and bigger energy. And so, why not just be truthful to ourselves and authentic to connect to that beautiful spirit within?
And as you mentioned, it all starts with stopping the self judgment
Mm, yes.
and self love. How can our listeners more easily tap into self love?
Well, loving the self, for probably many people who are listening, might tap into, oh, this is egoistic if I love myself. Then, when we realize that loving the self is beyond ego, loving the self is nourishing the self, nourishing ourself, mind, body, spirit, and heart. And when we nourish ourselves, we fill our own cup. And the more we are filled in, the more we are in service. The more we transform our own life, the more we want to serve the people and walk the talk in whatever we are offering for a shift and change. And we are never taught to love ourselves. We are always taught to take care of everybody around us or love everybody around us, but nobody asks us, how are you today? Are you taking care of yourself? How can I serve you? Whether to somebody or to ourselves. And the question at the same time is, self-love is beyond the self as a body. It goes even to a deeper level, but it's all step by step. Let's learn first to appreciate this body, to appreciate this mind, to appreciate this heart, and to appreciate the soul that chose this body. And then we move slowly forward into, okay, I'm going to take care of this body. I'm going to take care of this mind. And then moving on to really, when you embody all these steps, I would call them the self mastery, soul empowerment, leading to freedom. So it's about the 8 pillars: self discovery. Who am I? What am I? The self awareness. I'm aware of my life. I can see my life happening. Self confidence and self trust. I trust the life that is flowing in front of me. I don't doubt it. It gives me more clarity on where I am on the path. Self realization. Self respect. I respect myself enough that I won't say yes to everything. I will really tap into where I am in this moment and then how I want to move forward. And then eventually arriving to the, self letting go and surrendering to self love. So there are different steps to arrive there.
If we talk now about joy,
Mm.
and if there would be a recipe for joy, what do you believe would be the three main ingredients?
Joy is inner happiness, is inner gratefulness. It's accepting every moment. And joy is, this beautiful butterflies within us that is super happy and excited because life is unfolding for us. And I would call it the magic that is showing itself to us in that specific moment of time. And joy is something we experience, something we embody, and something we actually shine out. So if I want to look at joy, is, well, it's not the G as G, it's genuinely opening up to your youthful self.
And if someone wanted to live more joyfully, would there be three specific steps or suggestions that you would have for them?
Yes. You know, the comfort that we all sit in because it's too comfortable and we got used to it. And sometimes it gets uncomfortable in our comfort because it's like there's nothing happening because it's so comfortable. Embracing joy is embracing the uncertainty, is challenging yourself in a way that to do something that you haven't not done before, taking a step outside of the comfort. Because life is joyful when we allow ourselves to step in it. But if we're hiding ourselves behind it and just waiting for things to happen, we are not taking that step. And, you know, when we go on life adventures, challenges, and even, you know, any kind of traveling, you're always in this curious mode. So be curious in your own life, in your day to day, and allow joy to just rise up within you.
And how much of our life do you believe is created versus predetermined?
It's very interesting and beautiful question, Andrea. Thank you. Our life path, I believe at least, it's predetermined. So we know, well, we don't know where we're going, but there's a knowing where we're heading. But we have a choice on how to walk that path on a mindful level or on a suffering level. We will arrive to the destination. And sometimes in our mind, we think that this is where we're arriving, yet we might arrive and either feel disappointed or just feel the blessings that's coming from the stop, because there's another stop that is guiding us towards the path where we're moving forward to. And so we always have a choice at all moments, at all time. Just choose without attachments, choose without expectation, something that elevates you, encourage you, and challenge you to be always in the joy of discovery.
And ultimately, it's also about not only embracing with curiosity everything that comes on our journey, but it's also about accepting situations that may come our way that are totally out of our control.
Mhm.
How can an individual that may be struggling with their career, their relationships, or even on a personal level, what would be some first steps that an individual could take, could actually step forward towards greater healing, greater joy, and a greater level of acceptance of everything that life brings our way?
Self acceptance is one of the pillars that I might have missed to mention. And acceptance of how life is unfolding for us, because life is happening for us and not to us. To move into the levels of allowing life to happen with us and through us. So when anyone is experiencing, let's say, a bad relationship, and observing that relationship, this discussion, this communication that is present with the person, what is triggering within us? What is something that is creating this tension that within us we need to work on to really create a space in that relationship? At the same time, we always are we our mind and our unconscious mind get used to the person, so unconsciously we react to everything that's being present rather than pausing and choosing, again choosing to act from a different perspective and in a different way. Because when our unconscious mind is so like il est habitué, it has the habit to respond in a specific way, we are recreating everything in every moment and receiving the same reaction to what we're acting about. Whether when we pause and choose, okay, so this person is speaking in that specific way and it's hurting something in me. So what's that within me that needs to be healed? So I move beyond that. So I embrace that person in front of me as if I'm embracing myself. At the end of the day, we are a reflection of each other. So when I hold that that person in front of me in a space of love and care and kindness and compassion, it's as if I'm also holding myself in that same space. And I invite people to have more active listening. In active listening, we are fully embracing the moment with the person and allowing them to express fully their emotions. Because if I stop or interrupt or try to change the conversation, I'm not really creating that space that is needed in that moment. Whether it's a conversation with a colleague or with your like someone's manager, or there's always this reflection. What in that person am I seeing inside about myself that is triggering me? And acceptance is also seeing everything at the moment as is, because everything that is happening at the moment is actually perfectly happening for that specific reason, and there's nothing we can do to change it. Is how to embrace it, receive it, and choose not to react to it, and choose to act from a more loving and caring and kind and mindful state of being.
I know you're a Reiki healer. You're also certified in specific breath work techniques. And I was wondering if you could share with our listeners one technique that is focused on the breath that could be truly transformational, particularly in moments of high anxiety or high stress.
Anxiety, when the breath is the most important gift. And when we are anxious, we are breathing from the chest. When we are in a hurry, when we are worried, when we are in fear, just observe yourself whenever you're in any situation. Where are you breathing from? A more relaxing state and stillness state is when we breathe from the belly. And we can watch anyone who is in a sleeping mode, or even babies. We watch how their bellies is rising and lowering with every breath. So it becomes a challenge actually for people when I ask them, so let's start breathing from the belly. They have issues and troubles actually when we inhale, we inflate the belly out. When we exhale, we bring the belly in. And so it takes real presence and focus to be able to shift that from the chest to the belly, and also from the belly inflating out with every inhalation and then going inward with every exhalation. And the more we practice that, it will bring us to a moment of stillness where everything pauses, even our thoughts pause, because we cannot focus on multiple things at the same time. We can focus on only on one. So by focusing on the breath and how it's the belly is breathing with us, that's a moment of stillness and full focus. And I hope this helps whomever is listening to practice it, because it's really, really interesting. Because we just breathe this much, even though our lungs and our belly is able to breathe a lot more. And all the body breathes, even our skin.
What advice would you have for entrepreneurs who may want to create a business that not only thrives but also aligns with their soul's purpose?
Well, entrepreneurs, they are entrepreneurs because they have believed in an idea, and they believe that they want to bring something forth to this planet, which is amazing already because they have that awareness. They know they're very connected. Alignment is when you are honoring your truth and whatever your eyes are sparkling. So connecting more with your intuition and allow that to guide you, because life is happening in front of you in different ways and messages and encounters. And when through teaching through teaching my methodology, which is like in the raw healing, and then also in Tapuat with a heartful method, is showing how life is speaking to us and at the same time reflecting things. And the more you trust and you really deepen that trust, you let go of your expectations about something, you allow consciously whatever needs to appear in that moment in time. So let's take an example. Let's say you would like to meet an investor for your project. It's a startup project and you want an investor. When your intention is, I want an investor to just put the money in whatever I'm building, is an intention only related to money. But what if the intention is, I would like to align and resonate with a person who believes in what I'm bringing forth as a product, as a service. And due to that resonance and this coherence of the heart of your intention, the person is not going to only show up with the money. They're going to show up because they believe in that mission, because it has resonated in their heart. So, anything that you would like to plan in your life, set a clear and specific intention. Don't expect anything back. Just the moment you create that intention and your resonance in your heart really connects with that, because the resonance and the frequency is rippled, it's so beautiful. It's invisible, though it will touch that person who is in that moment in time aligned with your idea and aligned with your project, because you deeply believe in it and it's coming from a pure, clear, and uh, authentic intention.
It's interesting. I'm thinking of something I read recently from a friend of mine who was saying we often ask the universe what we think we need, and actually, the universe gives you what you actually need.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful because the moment we go in the thinking, we think that the universe will know what we're thinking, even though the heart has a total way of conversing. So that's why when I say set an intention in your heart towards what you want to, you want to go to, because when we go from a place of scarcity, we will receive scarcity. When we start from a place of abundance, we achieve abundance. So beautifully, the universe capped the subtle energies that are present within us, that are not expressed. And so when we do not align with that subtle energy and really listen to it and try to create a thought, the universe will listen first to the inner thought and not the mind thought, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
And
So,
it's amazing. Just to mention that, I play this game with my niece and nephew, and since they were young, and I asked them to choose a number from, let's say, 1 to 10, and in the unconscious, they chose a number, but then the conscious changes this number. And so when I guess the number, well, it's not about guessing, it's about really feeling the number in an energetic way. I would really connect to the first number they chose. They're like, but that was in my thought. Like, this is the first thing I thought about. I'm like, well, your conscious change it. To say that the heart always knows, the minds change. And I'll give you another small game that I played with my nephew when he was, what, maybe 5 years old, the hide and seek. So I was hiding in a place and he searched the whole house for it and he couldn't find me. And then all of a sudden he comes in and opened the rideau, the curtain, and he's like, I found you. And I'm like, oh my God, tell me how you found me. And he said, literally, and I was in an awe. He said, I sat down, I just closed my eyes. I saw where you were, and I came to see you. to say that we all have that potential, because when the mind stops looking, the answer is always found.
What comes to mind is the realization that I've had over many years now that often sometimes we aspire and we dream of something emerging in our lives. And if I look back at my own life, my experience has been that sometimes there are these beautiful, unexpected things that I have not even conceived or thought of that emerge and that put me on a path actually that is 100 times more beautiful than the one that I thought I wanted to walk on as a result of some of the intentions or direction that I thought would put me on the path to joy. And I was curious to know if you have had a similar experience in terms of sometimes, as I said, life, the universe, whatever we may want to call it, just bring these surprises and these gifts. And sometimes they can be in the form of joy and sometimes they can be in the form of pain. But at the end of the day, we just blossom into a different kind of individuals that comes to appreciate this journey so much more profoundly. What are your thoughts on that?
Beautiful. Well, it's true. It's very true, because we always think about things in our life that we would like to achieve or have or, be part of. And the thing is, it also comes from, either the culture or the conditioning or of where the person needs to be at that specific time. So we start, dreaming about where we want to be and all of that. And life comes in our way to show us where we want to be. And it's surrendering to that life. It will allow us to arrive to the destination where we are meant to be, you know. And it comes in a more, as you said, either flourishing, beautiful, joyful way, or maybe a little bit of incident, accident that will happen to put us back on the path. And I say that nothing happens by chance. It's all meant to happen in that specific way. And when we look at all the facades of life that showed us throughout our lifetime, what is the lesson that we've learned along the way and how we grew from it and who we became once that happened? So many people, especially let's say in their jobs, they are tired, they're burnout, they have fatigue, they are really like to the max, but they keep on pushing forward. Pushing forward is good because it's persistence, but yet they're not listening to their body. So what happens is that at one moment in time, the body will clash because they weren't listening to pause, to stop, to breathe, to really take the necessary care while doing what they love to do. And so, because as I said before, we have a choice. So when we listen mindfully, we keep on elevating our full potential and yet be part of the journey. We don't need life to pause us in that direction to really listen. So on a daily basis, wake up in the morning, set an intention, and allow life to show you. And as I say in my book, life, show me your magic. So allow life to unfold in front of you and embrace what's coming and accept what's coming and learn from it. And with your persistency and resilience and trust, life will unfold beautifully for you. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. So much to look forward to. So, if you would be able to leave our audience with one final thought or one final challenge that they could pursue in order to tap into more harmony, more joy, and a greater fulfillment in their life, what would that be?
Wow, love it. If everybody's up for the challenge, honestly, every day, like start tomorrow or even today, whenever you're listening to the video, once you're off the video, start observing. Be the observer of your life. Observe the words that are expressed in front of you, or the sceneries that come towards you, or what you're experiencing in your day, and note them down. And at the end of the day, just review this list of what you've taken on. And through the words, I invite you to create a paragraph with what you've learned through these words. Because what you might, again, no expectations, we don't know what you will unlock, but maybe through those words, it's as if you're opening a Pandora box of something within you that is looking at you from within and asks you for your presence. So this is your gift of your day life. So let's say if I wake up in the morning with this intention of asking life to show me its magic and be mindful and observant. So let's say if I observe a plant that is not healthy and I need to water it, asking the question, have I been watering myself enough? Have I been drinking enough water? That's a check. Just giving examples here, it can be totally different. If you're heading somewhere on your journey to work, let's say driving the car, how are you in the car? Do you see a lot of red lights? Do you see so many people bumping into you? And then, you write down, well, today I saw this. So pause at night to say, you know what, today I wasn't feeling aligned. I was like anxious, or there was something like within me that wasn't really clear. That's why the blockages come into your space, and so on. And honestly, please reach out, because I would love to hear what you have been encountering, and maybe we can decipher the messages together, because life is full of messages, and I love deciphering, I love decoding, and I thrive on that, actually. So yes, I invite you to do this challenge and see how life is happening for you, because we are the observers, we are the experience, and we are the experiencer. So join that together and have fun and be joyful. Be joyful doing that exercise.
Amazing. Reina, it's been an immense pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you so much for everything you have shared, and keep shining.
Oh, Andrea, that was an amazing discussion. I'm always honored to be on your podcast and your channel, and the 1 million joy is beautiful. I love your story. You always inspire me, and please keep shining your own light. The whole world needs to unfold and live that light that's present within you, within me, and within everyone who is listening today.
Thank you so much.